Hello, my name is Dr. Ayelet Connell de Mateo. Welcome to week 4 of the Healthy Eating Bootcamp. In this week's video, I wanted to discuss simplicity. As is the case with anything we do in life, we can see change as difficult and make it complicated, or we can attempt to simplify. Let's talk about how we can simplify eating healthy. In Holly's video this week and in your email, we will learn a lot about carbohydrates, what they are and why they are important as fuel for our body, and information on how to make the best choices when choosing carbohydrates. For now, let's consider actual meal scenarios. We previously discussed the clean dinner plate concept. Let's review. When implementing healthy eating into your life, you can begin by choosing simply protein, vegetables, healthy starch, and healthy fats. For example, so let's give some examples. Roasted chicken with steamed broccoli and mashed sweet potatoes. Or beef stew with vegetables like onion, carrots, and green beans with a side of quinoa. Or chunky chicken soup with carrots, celery, parsnip, turnip. Or mixed green salad with lots of colorful vegetables topped with grilled chicken or wild salmon with a dressing of lemon juice, olive oil, sea salt, and pepper. These are some great dinner examples, but your subsequent lunches, you can either make sure you have ample leftovers of all the dinner components, or you can take the leftover protein and recreate. For example, you can take the leftover chicken and make chicken salad with celery and pickles, and eat it on a mixed green salad or in a lettuce wrap. You can make soup or stew with the leftover roasted chicken or turkey or the extra beef. The key to the proteins in these meals is to make sure they are natural or organic or grass-fed. For our children, believe it or not, there are some simple ways to garner their interest and cravings. I know that with my children, roasting any vegetable always makes it more palatable for them because roasting creates a caramelized effect. So for example, when roasting carrots or zucchini until they're slightly charred on the edges, the kids will eat them because of their added sweetness. Another favorite is roasting kale chips. This is a simple recipe of removing the fibrous stem from the kale and chopping the leaves into smaller, more manageable pieces, then sprinkling sea salt on them, squeezing a little lemon juice, and massaging into the leaves a small amount of olive oil or coconut oil. Then cooking them spread out on a baking sheet at 350 or 375 degrees Fahrenheit for a short amount of time until they look like they've been cooked. Some children are more challenging, particularly if they haven't been eating healthy for most of their life and they've already developed a craving for less healthy foods. I sometimes say that, if you're working with a child that doesn't yet have some pretty articulate opinions, it's easier if they're younger to initiate these changes. As they get older, it's always going to be a little bit harder because, as we were all kids, we were oppositional. But in this instance, it's helpful to hide vegetables in sauces and other types of foods. So for example, you can chop or puree carrots and celery and other types of veggies in a food processor, and then mix a small amount into hamburger meat or make meatballs with it. You can also add some of this mixture into the marinara sauce for the meatballs or the sauce for any other dish. You can also make healthy versions of condiments. There are some great recipes online on sites like Pinterest where you can make naturally sweetened ketchup or homemade mustard or barbecue sauce. Condiments are always fun for kids. With children, healthy starches are not that hard if you stick to vegetables like sweet potatoes and butternut squash. You can slice the butternut squash in half lengthwise and remove the seeds and slice into 1 to 2 inch wide pieces and then sprinkle on a bunch of cinnamon and olive oil, mix it with, and then roast at 425 degrees Fahrenheit until the skin is fork tender. This is delicious for kids and adults. You can also add a small amount of quinoa or brown rice into meatballs and other dishes. There are so many options for kids. The easiest is to create one meal for the whole family and make sure to create extra so you have for leftovers for lunch the next day. But remember to simplify. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to our healthy eating conversation next week.